Welcome back, Music Maniacs, to another episode of Gibbs Drops the Needle, your one-stop spot for all things music. It is a New Music Friday, so let's get into the new releases that you can check out starting now. Starting with the pop category, Cat's Eye released Wild. This is an album that's already produced some top 40 singles, including Pinky Up, Animal, and Wild, and is adding new tracks including Bel Air, That Way, and Hootie Fruity. So you can look out for this album to possibly make a big impact on the Billboard 200 as a high debuting album. It could also end up on the Billboard Hot 100 with singles like Animal. The Global 200 chart is looking like it could also be a very strong competitor on that list as well, with the next most popular single probably being Hootie Fruity. The next pop album released today is Phoebe Bridgers' Lost Weekend. This is Bridgers' first solo album since Punisher that was released in 2020, which reached number 6 in the UK, so this is also one that could make a big impact on the charts. Maybe some strong singles being released and appearing on that Global 200 chart, but also probably making some impact on the Billboard 200 as well. The next pop release is Troye Sivan with She's the Best. This is the first taste of his next album and comes after Something to Give Each Other became his highest charting album, so this definitely has some Hot 100 potential, especially if TikTok/social media decides to make it a viral song. Other pop releases worth noting for today are 5 Seconds of Summer's Evolve, B. Miller Drunk Enough, Natasha Bedingfield ... Leroy with Lose Myself, James Blunt with Taste Like Summer, Jay Sean with Body, Remember Monday with Attention. In the country genre, there's really only one notable album release, and the rest are all singles that you can check out. The album is the self-titled album, Ashley Cook, which is probably this week's most important country album. The rest, as I mentioned, are singles. You have Jordan Davis with Mess, Zach John King featuring Brooks and Dunn with Way to Go, Hudson Westbrook, Made You Look, Josh Ross, Kicked Out of Bars, The Castellos, Keller Cox, Way Things Work, Emily Ann Roberts, Laundry, Chase Wright with Rest of My Life, and Mason Ramsey with Outlaw in Love. In the hip-hop/rap category, you have Trippie Redd with NDA. Trippie has enough established streaming power to make a serious Billboard 200 appearance. You have Nipsey Hussle and Bino Redu with Prolific. Nipsey's catalog continues to generate substantial streaming interest. Next release is Internet Money, We All We Needed, which is more likely to have individual songs chart than to really challenge any of the Billboard 200. Other notable rap releases for today are Quavo with Trance, TK, Punch You Down, Sleepy Hollow featuring Kyle Rich, Fine, Tanashi with Melatonin, Erykah Badu and Alchemist with Witch Doctor, Denzel Curry, Kenny Beats and Yeba with Difference, Flo Milli with Tubasi, Young Gravy with My Bitch, Trippie Redd and Sexy Red with Meet the Reds. From the R&B and soul genre, you have Georgia Smith with I Lied You Lied. This is the most notable release, with other releases being Tina Major 9 with Heaven, Camille with Together, Jordan Reike with Promise, Jacob Lusk and Moby, Natural Blues, and the Womack Sisters with their self-titled The Womack Sisters. Latin releases, and one of the biggest releases for this week is Becky G with Bahara Bendita. This is Becky G's 5th studio album, and it arrived through RCA and has significant potential across the Billboard 200, top Latin albums, and Latin streaming charts. You also have Benny Blanco with Hermoso. This one is expected to do well because it does a good job at bridging pop, Latin, and R&B, with guests including Mike Towers, Mora, Becky G, Selena Gomez, BB Tricks, and the Marias. So that gives it considerably more crossover potential than just a conventional Latin release, and is projected to maybe land on the Billboard 200 Latin charts and individual Hot 100 appearances. You also have LP with Mi Corazon. For the Afrobeats and African pop category, you have Ira Star with Stargirl. This one is one of the more important international releases for this week. The album combines Afrobeats, R&B, and pop with appearances from Zayn, Wizkid, and Leon Thomas. This could make an impact on the Billboard Afrobeats charts, Global 200, Billboard 200, and Hot 100 depending on the singles from it. Rock and alternative genre. The Script released The User's Guide to Being Human. The Script has an enormous international audience with 6 previous UK #1 albums, so this should perform well internationally. You also had Jungle releasing Sunshine. Jungle's last 2 albums both reached #3 in the UK, giving Sunshine a legitimate chance at another strong chart performance. And then you have Suede with Trash, which is very strong for alternative rock audiences, but limited mainly to US mainstream chart potential. Other notable rock releases for this week are Get Down Services with Massive Champion, Gracie Cummings with Blood Horse, Sparks Live on the Moon, Kasabian with Nothing Better Than This, Royal Blood with 10/10, Palace with Ohio, Slow Pulp, Spill, Paris Paloma with I Cry in Front of Paintings. As for the hard rock/metal category, the big release for this week is Marilyn Manson's One Assassination Under God Chapter 2. This will most likely make its biggest impact on rock album charts, hard rock charts, and alternative related streaming. And this is also one that I will probably end up checking out just on my own, and I might give you a review about it when I get done. I have been posting some reviews up if you follow Music Board, and then when I get some time I will probably make an episode to go over those reviews with you. So just a short little plug in there to let you know of what could be coming up. And this is one album that I will probably be checking out and doing a review on in the future, so look forward to that. Also, just while I'm on the topic, I will throw it out there that if there is an album that you wish for me to review, then you can always comment that album and I will check it out and I will give you my honest opinion on what I think about it. So just something to throw out there. Other notable hard rock/metal releases for this week are Hollywood Vampires at Matru Jazz Festival and Nestor live at Gothenburg Film Studios. In the EDM, electronic, and dance category, MPH and Skrillex released Mirage. This is the #1 electronic single to watch. It combines MPH's UK garage sound with Skrillex's enormous global name recognition, and the song has already been teased performed before release. You also have Katama with Michael Bibi and Wu-Tang Clan releasing Mystery of Raw. This is another genre crossover song, so it could be identified on different charts. Other important electronic releases for this week are Enema and Volcoder with Other Dimension, Armin van Buuren and Dion featuring Screwfizzer with Burn It Up, What's So Not with I Saw a Trap DJ and It Changed My Biochemistry, 4B with Switch, Tape B featuring Zaytoven, Signature Sound, Wax Motif and Spinoff with Naked Girls, Subtronics, Birdphone, Steve Aoki and Sub-Zero Project Promises, and Zerb and Khalid with Faded Eyes. In the jazz classical instrumental genre, you have Jean-Baptiste with Black Mozart, Batiste Piano Series Volume 2. You also have Nicholas Payton and Butcher Brown, A Supreme Blue, and Dana and Alden with Papa's Boat. In the reggae/world category, you have Bob Marley and the Wailers with Roots Rock Reggae live at the Hammersmith Odeon, and Masika with Forever Rain. So those are your notable albums and singles to be checking out this week. We will be going over the charts in the next episode so we can see if some of the new music releases from last week have made an impact on any of the charts this week. We will have to wait until next week to see if any of these make an impact on the charts. That's all I got for you this time. I really appreciate you tuning in. Please like, subscribe, do all the good things to help me out. Until next time, I'm Gibbs. This is Gibbs Drops the Needle. Stay safe and be kind.